Chapter 1. Shining Brightly. It was a most unusual summer, which is saying a lot, because the previous year a troll nearly stole half the mead in the village. Blight and plague spread through Coma like a wildfire, and killed every crop we planted. We couldn't go 2 steps without hearing people whispering about it. So great were the casualties they ran out of space to bury families, having to resort to forests. Seeing so much death filled me with exceeding grief. I had lost those I had known all of my life. The plague took my childhood friend Richard Cresthouse. He was only 18. From what I've been told, he was fine one moment and dead the next. The sun beat down on me like a flame. I knew I had to take a break or risk going mad. The beets and carrots would not survive either way. Why was I trying at all, you may ask? Well, my father forced me to. He told me that all of this was temporary, and that soon the village would be cured. The problem is, every second feels like an hour in hell. I sat down in the cold shade, shielded from the relentless sun, and heard 2 voices arguing with the intensity of thunder. My father and brother had another spat. They had vastly different perspectives on life. Logic ran my father. Emotions ruled my brother. Arguing with my brother was like getting a donkey to work on hot coals. I heard a door slam at full force, and saw my brother exit the house. His amber eyes showed rage, the likes of which I had never seen before. "Jethro, where are you headed?" I asked, highly concerned for him. "Nowhere. Just let me be," he muttered in irritation. "I'm not that thick." Jethro sighed deeply, and the maelstrom in his eyes calmed down slightly. "I'm on a journey to find a wizard who can heal the village of this pestilence. Surely you've heard monsters and fathers weep for their sons and daughters. I will not allow my family to endure the same torment," he said assertively, with a fiery passion in his eyes. "You're a fool! Don't you know wizards are the product of imagination?" I asked, entirely shocked at his reason. "Do you believe in miracles?" Jethro asked with a gleam onto a star in his eyes. "Yes, but not in magic. I cannot believe in that which does not exist. Abandon this quest, I beg you," I pleaded with a lump in my throat. "Brother, I fear we will have to part. Do not look at me like a bloodhound does to a rabbit. It would devastate me to see you suffering," he said in a most worrisome expression. "I command you to stay," I shouted as he ventured toward the forest. "Pardon me, Arthur. Sometimes we must leave those we love to change the world." "Jethro, please, will you stay for the family?" "No, I will not," he replied with a grim expression as he ran into the forest, disappearing like the setting sun.
Chapter 18. The Great Fall of the Drolders. My people perished overnight 70 years ago, during the reign of King Jethro IV. I was 36 back then. We had long been wary of humans and their lust for power. The Drolders cautiously arranged a meeting with the king, and made a blood oath to avoid conflict. Jethro swore he would never attack my people, but a man's words do not speak as loudly as their actions. I spoke with a burning pain in my throat.
"What happened next?"
Jethro asked curiously.
"Why did the king break his oath?"
Arthur asked confused. Our land was filled to the brim with riches. All manners of diamonds, rubies, sapphires, amethysts, and cinnabar could be found in our territory. The king heard rumors of this and foamed at the mouth from avarice. He sent his armies to attack us in the dead of night, and gave no warning of his plans. I struggled to speak.
"How many people did Jethro bring?"
Arthur asked. 4,000 people. You know how many warriors we had? I asked through gritted teeth.
"How many?"
Jethro asked. 120. We fought bravely against the masses, but we knew we stood no chance against evil deep down. I was the only one who survived, although I wish I didn't. Giving up is the most cowardly thing imaginable for a Jolter. I pretended to be dead and hid in the bodies of my fellow soldiers. Generous, believing all to have perished, raided our village and took every gem and gold coin in sight. The soldiers left after 4 hours, and I fled into the woods, not knowing where I was headed. I ran for 3 days. At the end of my journey, I went down by the river to get a drink, and that is where I met Ariel. I told her of my people and how they all perished. I would have killed you both without hesitation had you not mentioned her. King Genimus is dead now. He died with a smile, knowing he became the richest king in history. After his death, there was a succession crisis. His sons Realgus and Relevon both felt that they deserved to be king, and Relevon murdered Realgus to become the ruler. He made his death look like an accident and threatened to execute anyone who stood up to him.
I don't blame you for not trusting humans after that. Please, do not think we are here to harm you.
Arthur curiously spoke. I know you won't. Now I sense that one of you has a question, I asked with a tiny smile.
How did you know?
Jethro asked with wide eyes. I can see it in your eyes. Ask me anything, and I will tell you the truth.
Zaxl, who is Mel for?
Arthur asked with shaky hands. I felt the blood drain from my face.